Hey guys, how are you today? We are live right now. So if you're catching this live, go ahead and say hi. If you're catching a replay, go ahead and comment hashtag replay. So I know that you viewed. Let me know what city and state that you're viewing from. But in today's video, I want to talk about, how to use Facebook and LinkedIn ads to get tax and accounting clients. So a lot of what I've been teaching you guys or going over is my hunting and farming strategies. So if you watch my webinar, I go over two unique methodologies that I created on how we organically get tax, bookkeeping, accounting, CFO clients using social media. So we use Facebook, we use LinkedIn, we use Google, and you can also use Instagram for this strategy. And honestly, you really can use any type of platform because once you have the core foundations of sales and marketing, once you have the core foundations on how to really articulate and build up value for your ideal tax and bookkeeping clients, you'll be able to use any type of platform, right? But today, I specifically want to talk about using Facebook ad campaigns as well as LinkedIn ad campaigns because Facebook and LinkedIn ads can be a great amplifier for your business, right? And I see a lot of tax professionals, bookkeepers, accountants, they definitely want to go straight there. Actually, any business owner that I know, that I know personally and just by way of acquaintance, advertising campaigns definitely seems compelling, right? Because in our mind, with our limited knowledge on how like marketing and sales truly works, we think that we could just post up on an ad and all of the leads and all of the clients would just start tracking to us. And I speak to a lot of tax professionals every single day, and they let me know that, yeah, Krista, I tried boosting a post on Facebook. I tried, doing any advertising campaigns on Instagram, and they let me know that they're able to get like engagement, which is likes, comments, but they really can't track anything tangible. And if they did get a client, they don't know how to repeat the process. So the very first thing that I want to tell you guys is in order for like Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads to actually work for you, you need to make sure that you're following a very specific format that takes your ideal client from start to finish to want to become a client. So what I typically see how most people advertise is they'll promote their credentials. For instance, they'll say, I'm a CPA, I'm a QuickBooks Pro Advisor, I'm an EA, I'm a certified bookkeeper. Or they will promote a very specific type of service. So they'll say CFO services, tax planning services. They'll say advanced refund loans. They'll say 6,000 advanced loans. And when you guys promote that way, you aren't really resonating with your ideal client because you really aren't talking about anything that is what's in it for them, right? Like what's the benefits, what's the tangible problems that they are going to garner from tax planning or CFO services, right? So when a lot of people do their marketing online, they just promote their credentials or they promote like the outcome or the service, the very specific service, but not necessarily what's in it for the client. And when you're doing it, when you're trying to deploy effective Facebook and LinkedIn ads, you have to have a very specific call to action, right? You have to have a very specific offer. Okay. So I want to go over the basics right now of that. And we're also going to have an in-depth training tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to type this in the chat while you guys are viewing this. So if you want to register for the in-depth training tonight, I'm going to actually show my Facebook ads my ads manager. I'm going to open up my behind the scenes operations for you guys. So you can see how much money I'm spending on Facebook ads. You can see how many clients I'm getting from Facebook ads. You can see how much it's costing me per client, right? All of this stuff you have to know in order to effectively win when it comes to paid advertising. It breaks my heart because I see a lot of business owners in general put money into ad campaigns that they really didn't strategically plan out. Then they lose hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, right? And I don't want you guys to do that. So let's see who's actually viewing live right now. Hey, Tori, she's from Houston. Hey, Latonia from East Point, Michigan. Hey, neighbor. Nicomo, Atlanta. Pamela is from Miami, Florida. Hey, Paquita. Hey, Juanita, Bilal. Hey, guys. Taurus, Keisha. Hey, guys. All right. So Mrs. X says she's from Fort Worth, Texas. Texas is in the house. I'm actually thinking about doing, you guys, if you guys notice my following, there are the top 3 to 4 states that you guys typically fall in. You're either from Texas, you're from California, you're from Florida, or you're from New York, right? That's where like most of my people are from. Oh, and Georgia. Georgia is a lot of people. So, hey guys, welcome, welcome. All right. So, as you are viewing live, go ahead and type in some very specific questions or tell me your real life experience that you've had running any Facebook ads or Instagram ads or even LinkedIn ads. Okay. And then we're also going to continue to walk through this. So, the very first thing that I want to tell you guys is that you have to have a very specific call to action. So, what I'm seeing online right now is I see a lot of tax professionals just promoting like their advance loans, right? They're you get upwards to $6,000 advance loan. And that's great. But when you're using social media, everybody typically can offer that type of service, right? We all have access to Refund Advantage, to Santa Barbara Bank, to EPS Financial, to Refundo, and they all pretty much offer advance loans to us for our clients. So if you don't know how to differentiate yourself from the competition, if you're just going to promote something that everybody else has, that's just going to leave your messaging to get lost in the sauce, is what I call it, right? You're going to get lost in the sauce and you're going to be able to attract some of your sphere of influence. But when you're trying to target people that you don't know, this is when ad campaigns really can become very strategic, is attracting people who aren't in your current sphere of influence. And what I mean by sphere of influence is, I mean your friends, your family, your acquaintances, old colleagues, current colleagues, people that used to go to high school with, college, right? That is your sphere because they already know, like, and trust you, right? So if you're trying to reach outside of that sphere, you're trying to reach complete strangers. Maybe it's complete strangers within like a 10 to 15 mile radius, or maybe you're trying to do taxes all over the country and you're trying to target a very specific niche across the United States. When it comes to targeting people you don't know, who don't know you, you cannot rely just on your credentials. You cannot rely just on the service that you provide, such as CFO services, tax planning services, tax preparation services. And you can't rely on generic advertising, such as get your biggest refund, get the most back here. What you have to understand is you have to, one, understand who your niche client is. Two, you have to have a very specific offer to your client that is enticing enough for them to even engage with you. Okay. So what I mean by this is what I teach you guys in my program. I call it a buyer attraction method. Okay. And this buyer attraction method is either, it could be an ebook, it could be a PDF, it could be a document, it could be a video, it could be something of perceived value that you can exchange for your prospect's contact information. This is how you effectively want to use paid advertising campaigns, because it's very hard to run an ad to a complete stranger and offer them tax preparation, tax planning, CFO consulting services, and just say, hey, become my client. Right? Like you can't just run an ad to say, hey, I'm a CPA, I'm an EA, I'm a bookkeeper, I do taxes, now pay me money. People are going to be like, whoa, I can go to my CPA up the street, my EA up the street, right? So you have to position yourself as an expert. You have to position yourself and you have to build up what we call know, like, and trust in this industry and across the spectrum of your niche. And in order for you to do that, you have to give something in exchange. And a lot of people are just promoting, like I said, their credentials and their services, but you aren't really giving any value in exchange. So in order for you to really do pay ads effectively, you guys have to know what are some benefits of CFO services, what's some benefits of tax planning services, what are benefits of tax preparation for your niche client, right? And what does that mean? What's the end result to your client? What's the value to your client? Once you get that right, then you can create what I call a buyer attraction method. And you can offer that when you run your paid advertising campaigns. Okay. So what's coming up for you guys just about this little portion? So Nakomo says, I have ran Facebook ads and have gotten only engagement, nothing tangible. So I stopped. I want to do LinkedIn ads, but don't know anything about it. Yes, Nakomo. So everyone tells me that I talk to that actually promotes Facebook and LinkedIn. Now, I always tell people like, when you look at Facebook specifically, they are a media company, right? They have a community of people, right? So I'm gonna do it like this. They have a community of people, then they have a community of advertisers, and Facebook is just the middleman, right? So Facebook is linking advertisers to people and people to advertisers, right? They are the broker of people things and products and services, right? And it's their number one priority is to make sure that the community, the engagement is a very enjoyable experience, right? Hold on one second. So Facebook wants to make sure that their community has a very enjoyable, engaging experience, right? Which is why they make sure that the things that appear on your timeline is very strategic. Like when you guys open up Facebook, the way that they have your timeline listed, the way that they show information is to create a positive experience for you. They prioritize information that they think that you want to see, that you've already expressed interest in liking. And so when you have a platform that's interested in promoting a community, but that's also interested in making money, they also allow advertisers to promote to that community, right? Which is why you see those pay ads on your timeline, which is why you see pay ads in the marketplace, which is why you see pay ads in your messenger inbox, is because Facebook, that's how they monetize the community, right? So when you think about that and you understand like Facebook's priority, they're going to make it dangerously easy for you to promote an ad. They're going to make it dangerously easy for you to pay them money because this is how they monetize their brand. So right now on Facebook, you can go to your business profile. You can take one of those posts and you can literally click a button and it'll already pre-populate, targeting features. It'll pre-populate a budget for you, whether it's $15, $20, $100. They make it dangerously easy for you to spend money with them because this is how they monetize their brand. They don't care if you make an ROI on your money, right? And so what you want to go into, you as an advertiser, you as a person that's trying to actually gain clients from this, that's actually trying to exchange services for value or value for services or value for money, you want to make sure that your priority is what is my strategic step-by-step end result? What's the end result that I want to achieve when I run a paid ad, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on LinkedIn? And then you want to understand like, what's my specific call to action? What's my very specific offer? I'm not just going to tout my credentials. I'm not just going to tout the end result, which is tax planning. That's the service, or CFO services. That is the service, right? What's the very specific end result to the client? What's something tangible that they're going to gain by exchanging their information with you? And how can you strategically position yourself as the expert? That's what you need to do. In order for paid ads to work for you, you have to position yourself as the expert. You have to build up know, like, and trust. And you have to have like this perceived authority for them to trust you, right? Because just like I said, just stating your credentials is not going to strategically build up that trust. Okay. And now LinkedIn. So that's Facebook, right? Now, when we get onto LinkedIn, LinkedIn is so beautiful, guys. If you have not considered running ads on LinkedIn, you are missing out on a lot of opportunities because right now, LinkedIn is kind of like an untapped source, right? Because it's still newer than Facebook. They're still trying to figure out ways to monetize their platform. They've done very well with that, but they are also trying to promote and get more people on the paid advertising section, right? LinkedIn, they already offer like their paid version of LinkedIn, right? Which is if you want to connect with more people, you can pay for like the sales navigator, which I think is like $69.99, right? Because their platform is made for prospecting. Their platform is made for B2B. It's made for, you as a service provider to find consumers or other businesses to provide services to, okay? Which is why it's indexed like a resume, right? But when you get into paid LinkedIn ads, me and my clients have been wildly profitable running paid LinkedIn ads, right? Now, they do have a few variations of ads that you can run. My favorite that we personally use that actually gets clients, that paid clients, tangible results, is what's called in-mail sponsored posts. This is where you can create an ad that is a message to your client, right? So it will actually show up in their messenger box as a message, right? And you can tell LinkedIn to send this message to all of the people who fit this parameter. Okay. And all of those people that fit those parameters, that fit that criteria, LinkedIn is going to send your message to. And if you have a great message, if you have a great offer, if you're building up value and know, like, and trust, well, guess what? you're going to get conversions. You're going to get conversions. This is what we call a conversion, when a person sees an ad and they take the desired action that you intended them to take. That is a conversion. So whether it's forking over an email address, booking a telephone call, purchasing a product, if one of those actions happen, that is called a conversion because it was a successful event. Okay. Now that is wildly profitable. It's wildly successful, especially when you do it right. Now, obviously, when you're thinking about paid ads, you do have to have a budget, right? Because it's not free. And one or two things typically happen. Some people just throw money at ads and then they hope and pray, Lord, please let this work for me, right? And then it doesn't work. What you want to have a budget and a plan. You want to have a budget and a plan. You want to have a budget on, if I spend this amount of money, I'm going to make this amount of money back, right? So right now with my paid ads, I have anywhere between a 2 and 6 return on ad spend. That means if I spend $100, I can potentially make $600. If I spend $100, I make anywhere between $200 and $600 for every $100 that I spend on my ad spend. That's called a return on ad spend, or that's also your return on investment, right? So you need to know strategically about that. You need to understand, how much money do I need to spend to acquire a customer, right? And if I know I spend $100 to acquire a customer, how many $100 a day do you think I'm gonna spend? I'm gonna try to spend as many as I can, because I know every $100 that I spend, I'm going to get this end result. I'm going to get X amount of customers. Now, do things ebb and flow depending on the season? Yes. For instance, right now we're going into the Christmas season, right? We are in December. And so people's buying behavior is different for different types of services, right? So for Christmas shopping and for TVs and, gifts and presents, those advertisers that are running ad campaigns to those types of products, they're going to make a lot of money because people are already pre-framed and predisposed to spend money on those types of things right now. So you just also have to understand what season and what type of products or service you offer and when you can actually maximize during that time frame. Okay. So the last thing that I want to talk about, let me see. DeMarcus says, good morning, Krista. What would be the best virtual tax company to work for as a contractor? Oh, DeMarcus, you can email me hello@kristatias.com and I can try to link you up with somebody. Hey, Sheena. Sheena's like, oh my God, what did I miss? No worries, Sheena. I'll post, the replay will be posted for you guys. The replay will definitely be posted. But the last thing that we want to understand is also just your metrics, right? So I told you about a cost to acquire a client, your return on ad spend, all these terminologies that you really need to understand in order to effectively deploy Facebook ads, right? So whenever you go into any paid ads, you need to make sure that you have your numbers down pat. You need to make sure that you have a plan of action, and you need to make sure that you already have a step-by-step process in which you're going to take a complete stranger to becoming a client. There's steps and levels to that. Okay. So tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm actually going to give a live webinar. I've never done this webinar before. Some of you may have watched my webinar, but I'm going to give a live webinar specifically talking about paid ads. I'm going to open up my back-end process. You guys are going to see my personal ads manager for my business. You're going to see how much money I've spent this year, how much money I've made from paid ads. And I'm going to show you step-by-step systematically the things that you need to make sure that you understand before you go and spend money on Facebook and LinkedIn. So I put the link in the chat. I'm going to put the link below this video so you guys can register for that live training tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're catching this in a replay and you're like, oh man, she pre-recorded this and I think I missed a webinar, no worries, because I'm actually going to record tonight's webinar. So still check the link below. It will probably be a link to the replay that you can watch if you just happen to catch this video a day or two later. Okay. But guys, what questions do you have? Continue to pop them below this thread and join the live training tonight. Make sure you ask me all of your questions now, because I want to make sure that I address them on tonight's live training, on tonight's live webinar. Okay. So I'm going to put that link again for you guys so you can get signed up. And yeah, and that's it, guys. And I'll see you tonight. And I look forward to working with a lot of you soon. Have a great rest of the day. Bye.